You wanted to see the all-new Hyundai Tucson on our channel, and we directly take it against one of the main competitors, the VW Tiguan. Approximately same price, approximately same size. And I can tell you a lot of things are quite similar, but a lot of things are really different. Who will win this test? Let's start in the front. Here, the all-new generation of the Hyundai Tucson looks so cool in the front with this new huge front grille, widely drawn, and look at that. The daytime running light is so nicely integrated that looks really futuristic, and I've been driving with this vehicle around now for quite some time and it really gets the looks. So I'm driving and people are like, what's that? It's like, whoa, that looks amazing. So really very seldom that we get the looks in a compact or mid-size SUV, compact or mid-size depending on where you live, of course. And then the VW Tiguan has a more angular design in front, recently facelifted. Here they made this lip a little bit longer, that it looks even more masculine here in the front. The headlamps, by the way, LED or matrix LED, whereas here still start with halogen and an optional LED, so a little bit more elaborated lighting options than here with the Tiguan. This is the R-Line, by the way, the sporty look, but the whole front has been redesigned for all models. The R-Line a little bit sportier from the lower bumpers. So looking forward, I mean, both look really cool on the front, I think. What's your favorite here in the first design look? Welcome to our review forest. Here in the rear of the vehicles, all new Hyundai Tucson. Look at that, this claw design for the tail lamps, and the light strip goes all the way across the vehicle from left to right. That looks really stylish. Turning indicators and hazard lights, however, placed in the lower area. That's a little bit strange. And no fake exhaust tips whatsoever. A crossover look then here in the lower part. So I think this is really well done. Whereas here with the VW Tiguan in the R-Line, Autogefühl, fake exhaust police alert. Yeah, I don't think that's really necessary. But the other, design highlights here actually quite nicely done. Since the facelift, there's a modern signature also for the rear, and again a little bit more angular this whole design, but I think once again design wise you can easily go for both. The length of the new Tucson, 4 meters 50 or 177 inches. It's the same predecessor, and I mean look at that really spectacular lines right here. So wow, the tools they use in the plant, they must be really complicated. So wow, and then kind of coupe design in this area. Wheels 17 to 19 inch. And now the very interesting thing is with the Tiguan, I would say it looks a little bit more conservative if you compare it to the Tucson. Look at that in the side profile, not that spectacular. It has the same length in this version here we get in Europe. However, we can also get the Tiguan All-Space, and that one has the same length than the normal US Tiguan, which is then 20 centimeters or 8 inches longer than the Tucson, has more space in the rear. However, today the short wheelbase version, and both are actually facelifted. Wheels, option even 20 inch here, and we have them here today in black style. This of course looks then more massive. Once again in the R-Line, here also with these sporty accentuations, and also more chrome used in the side bumper. Well, pricing wise, this is really interesting. Think about US prices, $25,000 are the entry prices each actually. And then it depends on, in Europe, you still can get something below 30,000 euros or below 30,000 pounds when you go with the entry-level version of the Tiguan in the short wheelbase style. However, the Tiguan All-Space is more expensive. Yeah, and why is that? Well, the All-Space, the US version, is built in Mexico, and then it's more expensive to sell in Germany. And the short wheelbase version here is built in Germany. That's also then cheaper for Europe. So basically European customers are better off than here with the short wheelbase version. And in the clash of the turning indicators, here cascading style in the matrix LED option for the Tiguan, whereas the Tucson is a little bit less spectacular in the front. And that also accounts here for the rear. I mean, this cascading style, some like it, some don't like it. What about you? I think it's, really attractive, and why not? Now the interior with a short look head-to-head here, the new Tucson interior, and directly over to the Tiguan interior. What's your first impression? Tell me in the comments. And of course our favorite and famous door closing sound test. Quite good already for the Tucson. Yeah, and even more sophisticated for the Tiguan. So these little details, that's where they still lead. But Hyundai is definitely catching up. With what else? Let's find out. Key fob comparison, Hyundai Tucson, Tiguan, and I think in this case, which one would you go for? I think I would pick the Hyundai here. Interior of the Tucson, here soft touch at the top part, and also here a soft leatherette cover here for your arm, for your elbow. Then the modern steering wheel design with this open spoke design really reminds us of Audi, right? You know, in the Audi A6 and A8, for example, we have the same steering wheel design. Fabric seats in black or also in grey are available, and they are also the way to go for to be more breathable in summer times. Definitely a step forward as for the interior, but there's a catch to come. But first to some lovely details here. The turning indicator, the stalk column, wow, this is really cool. What a nice detail. See this, let's say, crystalline structure knurling around. This is such a small detail, but gives so much more premium feeling. And you also see this kind of hoop design goes around the inside of the vehicle. This gives you some, let's say, boat or yacht atmosphere, you know, in a sense. Getting inside in the Tucson, you already have a good upright SUV seating position, so it's actually a good compromise of size. And when we say a 6 or 6.1, plenty of headroom left, no problem at all. And you have a very decent and comfortable seating position. And the steering wheel here, manual control in and out, up and down. So overall then seating wise, well done. I like the steering wheel buttons though here. So lane keeping assist here as well, and that is working very well on the motorway, by the way. Also in the Tucson you can still get analog instruments, 4.2 inch in a small screen on the inside, but these here are the optional 10.25 inch digital instruments, and according to the driving modes, they change the character right here. That's of course a very fancy feature, nicely done. And here in the middle part you have this whole black panel, optional. So you start with the 8 inch screen, this is the optional 10.25 inch screen, and then you always have, you know, this here, this area, and yeah, touch only control capacitive buttons. No. Sorry, I don't like them. Real buttons would have been better. Once again, I don't get this trend in the industry. And here then some details to the screen, like this. It's touch, like this, and then you have this kind of main menu. You have a hotkey to access the map. But this one is also not, let's say, that much up to date. You see, it's not that fast. So I think they could have gone through a little bit more effort for that. The Apple CarPlay integration looks like this, and the sound system inbuilt here is actually quite decent, I have to say. And, you know, really likable. And here we go. We go for the CarPlay menu. Lower middle console then with two USB-A chargers, then manual gearbox for the day, but there's also dual clutch available. Heated steering wheel. Here you change the driving modes. A little bit complicated to do that while driving. Then you have here some adaptive cup holders like this. Rear door for the Tucson. Hardback, no soft touch, but at least here the nice fabric inserts. Rear seating comparison here in the Tucson. As I would be driving in the front, still a little bit of legroom left, and here the back part of the seat can be adjusted, a little bit more upright like this, or a little bit more sleeping position. Now the Tiguan, also soft touch at the top part at the inside of the doors, and even softer here for your elbows, so that's actually quite equal. Then this is the R-line, so it's a little bit more special, but you can also get normal black or beige fabric seats. These R-line seats have special microfiber accentuations, are of course then a little bit more sophisticated, but in general also the ergonomics and the quality of the seats here is a little bit better. New steering wheel here since the facelift, and yeah, look at that, capacitive buttons then here for the higher trims. There we go, it disappears and after a while when the ignition is off, but they are kind of illuminated. I don't know about these capacitive buttons, so especially while driving, they are more complicated to use, definitely, and you always try to find, like, what am I doing here? So that's definitely a step backwards with the facelift here of the Tiguan. Seating position here, however, really cool. On the one hand, they are a little bit firmer, these seats, then they have more accentuations here in the R-line. Overall, I have to say the seating comfort is good with both vehicles, but a little bit better here even with the Tiguan. Also a lot of headroom is left here, that's actually comparable, and also the steering wheel in and out, up and down. Yeah, it feels a little bit smoother to control, but both vehicles, again, a good compromise and good seating comfort also for tall adults. In the interior overview, you would start with analog instruments, then optional digital instruments and 10 inch. And once again, the steering wheel here in the R-line has a sportier grip. And then on the right side, you would start with a small 6.5 inch, then optional 8 inch, or comes with the elegance trim level already. So most will come with the 8 inch, and that one also has still manual knobs for zooming and also for the volume. Here, the 9.2 inch, the top one, has these capacitive volume buttons, but yeah, not too good. I would stick with the 8 inch one. CarPlay at the moment with wireless control. And then here with the facelift, new capacitive volume control, temperature control, sorry. Yeah, all going past capacitive now. I don't like that. But the base, the very base version I heard or saw in the configurator still has the knobs, so that would also be maybe a reason to stick with lower or entry trim level models. Lower part then, inductive charging pit and 2 USB-C chargers. Then the DSG shifting lever has also been revised here with the facelift. And we have cup holders which can be folded out. So I do it parallel. Look at that. Bang. Okay, here we go. And then there's the middle armrest, slide a little bit forward or fold it up for some more space. And if you don't go for the panoramic roof, you can have these additional storage spaces here up in the ceiling. That looks... What does it remind me of? The infotainment system recently received an upgrade. That was the CarPlay integration. There you can go back once again, and the the quality of the sound system, because here's the Harman Kardon sound system, is really excellent. So if you're a music lover, this Harman Kardon sound system is really awesome, I have to say. Then the normal main menu. So since the software upgrade, this is now faster. Before it was absolute catastrophe. And then here the map, you can see here, yeah, it's not too fast either here. So it's better now with the update, but still not the best infotainment system. I think they have made their infotainment systems just more complicated now at VW. Yeah, and this slaps giving gesture, I don't know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, but actually useless gesture, I think. And the digital instruments, you can put the map all over the screen or have this view or more classic one, and then you can also change the interior parts of that. And here we go with the head-up display. At least we have one in a Tucson. You don't have one at all, but that is not a proper one. But here projected onto this small layer, that's a little bit weird, of course. Hardpack also inside of the doors for the Tiguan, so that's in both cases. And then here we have a little bit more leg room. I feel you sit a little bit more upright than in the rear as well. This is the short wheelbase version. When you have the long wheelbase version, you will have even more legroom. So in the US comparison directly, the Tiguan definitely has way more legroom than in any case. And here also the angle of the back part can be adjusted a little bit more upright or a little bit more backward. And the funny thing here is, here, the bench can be slid forward or backward, and that way, even in the short wheelbase version already, you can make the trunk a little bit larger, or you can have more legroom. So in this case, here a little bit more flexible with the Tiguan, and you also have the same cool design. And here for the seat, the single seat setup. Both vehicles, by the way, with ISOFIX on the outside. Interesting, by the way, that here at the Tucson, the Hyundai logo is hidden behind this glass panel, so you can't touch this. Can't touch this. When you might think the Tucson does not have a rear wiper, it does. It's hidden here, underneath the rear wing. And now the fight of the trunks. Here, the cover is very nicely done with rails left and right. And also to fold the seats, it's a really cool solution. So easy, and they directly fold flat. Okay, that didn't work, but you can use your luggage then to fold them flatter. That's life on auto crew. Here the normal trunk length is 33 inches for the Tucson, or 84 centimeters, and the width here, let's take a look at that. Yeah, a good meter or a good 40 inches, and that's the same almost with the Tiguan short wheelbase version. Overall, really versatile and very well to use. The Tiguan here in the short wheelbase version, again, the length pretty similar, little bit more, 34 inches or 86 centimeters. And the width here, once again, also a meter or 40 inches. You can see here, difference is that this cover automatically goes up. Which one is better? Yeah, you can argue pro and con, definitely. But here it's good that we also have these mechanisms here to fold the seat. And yeah, also in the one part that was staying up. Yeah, and here it's not that easy to fold them down. But overall, quite equal. However, if you go for the US version of the Tiguan or the Tiguan Allspace, then here additional 140 liters, because the car is a little bit longer than the Tiguan wins it as for the capacity, but it's also long on the exterior. But as they are right here, that is quite equal. There's one really unique feature here with the Tucson. Just have the key in my pocket. And here we go. So no need to touch any sensor or something. Just having the key in your pocket, the car is closed, you approach the vehicle, stand a few seconds behind it, and then the hatch automatically opens. And when you have everything, in your hand, carrying something, so easy to get it in the vehicle. Fans of gas struts to hold up the hood now already have a winner. The Tucson does not have one, but the Tiguan still has gas struts, unlike in the new Golf 8. Yeah, I mean, it's still a detail, but details are the things we always are keen to look at. So what about the engines? Here with the Tiguan, 1.5 liter TSI, turbo petrol engine, 4 cylinders, or a 2 liter TSI. Then there's a 1.4 liter PHEV available, or a 2 liter diesel. Today the 1.5 liter. Both vehicles are available with front wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and also with manual gearbox or automatic gearbox, and they use a dual clutch transmission. Then the Hyundai Tucson all set sails on the 1.6 liter turbo, at least in Europe, and that is available also as a hybrid and a plug-in hybrid. And in the US you get a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated engine, and they also offer a 1.6 liter diesel. We have both then in a somewhat comparable style today. Here the 1.6 liter petrol engine and the 1.5 with the Tiguan. So it won't make such a power difference. But one thing we can already say about these two engines, they are both not that good in the fuel economy. Here a little bit less than 8 liters on 1 kilometer. Here with the Tiguan a little bit more than 8 liters on 1 kilometer. Both not good at all. So around 30 mpg US, a little bit more than 30 mpg UK. That should be better. Let's go.